Hello everyone and welcome back to DCS World, the Ultimate Argument Campaign for the SU-27, where now we're on mission 18, also known as the really buggy one. So a big thank you to everyone who let me know in the comments about how this mission was bugged and uncompletable. It did save me quite a bit of frustration, but I still managed to have some fun here anyway. So the setup of the mission is that we've finally weakened Tsunaki to the point that we can assault it directly. Our flight of 2 is inbound in order to provide cap for the entire operation. There is a seed flight that will go in initially, and then a bunch of frog feet will go in and lay waste to Tsunaki Airfield, with the idea that that will essentially eliminate the enemy's ability to launch any planes whatsoever, and so should pretty much guarantee us victory. Mission's in the dead of night, but illumination flares are going to be dropped, so we will have a relatively okay view once we go in, but let's jump into it. So we spend a little bit of time just circling the waypoint where a seed flight goes in. They've hit their targets, but here as I'm looking up ahead, I can see one of the seed flights going in, one of the planes going in. They're really low, and there goes the other one. So that is the seed flight wiped out. But thankfully, may barely be able to make out there, they do actually hit their target. Don't know if that came out at all after YouTube compression, but there were a couple of little lights from their harm missiles going in on the SAM sites. So then we're given the order to close in, so we do, and as I'm approaching, do nicely see the taxi lights of a pair of planes there taxiing on the airfield. And so my job is to keep the skies clear. These two are clearly the alert fighters, or not so alert fighters. They were in their little hangars when the attack started. But I figure the easiest way to deal with these guys is pretty much to take them off as they're taking off from the runway. I could have dived in to get guns on them here if I wanted to. I wasn't too sure what the state of enemy air defense was, if they had any AAA left or anything like that. And I also didn't particularly want to just lightly damage one of these and then it not to count, since, as I said, the mission's a bit buggy as it is. I don't want to add to any triggers not firing. So I'm just taking my time letting them line up. I was hoping that they were going to take off both at the same time, which would just make it very nice and quick. But as it is, it turns out that one of them goes as soon as he's ready. You can just see him turning, starting to line up there. And again, quite nicely from my point of view, once he's lined up, the airfield lights turn on. Then shortly later, the illumination flares start to get dropped and also give some better illumination. So all in all, I've got a really good sight of him. He is starting his takeoff run. I can see his afterburner glow there. I can't get tone on it yet. I'm not sure why this is having so much trouble, but as soon as he lifts off there, I do get the lock. I do get a bit confused with my controls, and so thought I'd fired one when I hadn't, but eventually do fire off a 73. There I get the launch authorization, so managed to get it off the rail. Keep an eye on the other guy, he's just starting his takeoff roll. My first missile hits, I get that kill. It's an F5 that is going for the cap here. So that's all good. One flight down, that's my wingman passing under me. I do underestimate how far forward he got, but then catch him since he's still in afterburners. Turn in, dive on him here. I'm already in launch range, and so just fire that last missile off. He does flare once, which is rather pathetic for an incoming Archer missile, and it does him no good. He goes down, that's it for Cap there. No other enemy aircraft try and take off throughout this. I just radio back to base, they tell me to continue as assigned, which is just to provide Cap in the area. But as I said, nothing else happens. This is me just circling at this point. And as I'm just looking, I see a little streak going in. The streak flare goes out, and then the missile hits home. And so this is our ground attack units. I've got 4 SU-25s, and they kind of take it in turns here to make little firing approaches. I see one just in the distance crossing the road there, and then attention gets drawn to this other flare. Again, the rocket turns off a little bit before impact, but then they hit that. That is actually the only thing the strike group drop. They then just repeatedly fly around making passes. The only thing that they actually drop at all after that is just more illumination flares. I think that might be responsible for the bugginess of this mission, and so I just decide to go in at this point since I'm just killing time. I've got cannon rounds. I've been informed that the cannons are actually quite good at ground attack, so I thought I'd give them a go. One of my commenters asked me to, and we're running out of missions in the campaign, so this might be my last chance to get a good cannon run. I've spotted some helicopters here. There is a group that were hidden by the cloud, the smokestacks, but I've got a couple of Hueys here. The wind does carry my rounds off to the side. Do clip off the tail of one helo there, and then get another direct hit. Almost hit the ground while trying to make that last firing pass, but do take out one decorative object. And turn back in. It does turn out that these ground targets are all just decorative, so they don't show up in the kill feed at the end. So I'm diving in. I wanted to take out the other Huey. As I'm diving in, I do notice that I did actually take off its tail in the first one, so this is a rather destroyed Huey. It just didn't explode. Off to the left there, that's just the ammo depot, which repeatedly explodes throughout this. Do line up, get a shot, blow up some kind of civilian biplane, and then pull out of there. That's me out of cannon rounds. 27 doesn't have a lot. But yeah, that is pretty much the mission there. So as I said, this mission is a bit buggy, and the bug is you never get the trigger to be told to RTB. The other flights will just repeatedly make passes again and again, and lots of other people have reported this to me. Thank you for letting me know so I didn't waste too much time. I did just hang around for a bit just to see if they'd finished the bug, fixed the bug, but they clearly haven't. So I just decided to RTB on my own. So yeah, pretty nice simple mission. It officially didn't count as a win, it counted as a draw, so I just skipped the mission. But we got 2 kills, 2 missiles, and then blew up some things on the ground just for fun. But we are running towards the end of the campaign. This is a 20 mission campaign. We have 2 to go if that is all true, and so definitely in the end game here. I hope you are still enjoying this. If you are, please do consider leaving a like and or subscribe. It really does help the channel. And otherwise, I hope to catch you in the next video. Until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers!